can't look inside. Y'all are wasting energy and all my time. They gon' hate on me until the day I die. Y'all want the honeys and cash, I get the money and dash. Y'all want the honeys and cash, I get the money and dash. Y'all want the honeys and cash, I get the money and dash. I'm thinking about running it back.
All right, welcome everybody to the Michael Pina Senior Show. I gotta make a little adjustment here. I'm sorry, I apologize. All right, let's see here. That works better for me. All right, nobody on right now anyway, so I'm okay. All right, well, listen, this is the Michael Pina Senior Show. I thank you for tuning in. This is a show that's gonna help you live on less than you make. All right, and we're gonna make sure we stay out of debt, so later we can live and give like nobody else. All right? Listen, Winston Churchill said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." And I'm going to talk about that today because I'm just trying to get situated here. But I want to talk about that today because, I want to make sure you understand that last show we talked a lot about the 401k, the UPS 401k, and what you could do with investments and what you should do for investments. But I want to make sure you understand there's three things that you can do with your money. All right. One of the things we can spend it, and I think we all do a good job at spending it. Sometimes we spend a little too much, and that's why we got to get on a written budget to make sure we're not spending where we're not supposed to be. Number two, you can save it. And we talked about the 401k, and there's other things that I can do for you if we meet, and we can sit down and talk about what you can do for saving it. But the third thing is, and it's very important, is that we can give it. And I know a lot of you didn't really, haven't really followed me, but I really did try to start this year, 2019, with one of the big things that I want to be able to do is to be able to give more money, to be able to give more of myself. And just to give you a few ideas of what I'm doing, it can be simple to giving. I mean, one of the things that I try to do is I don't go out to dinner that much, but when I do, I give at least a 50% tip when I go out to dinner. All right. And, I'm going to try to start giving 100% tip because I heard that that's something that you can do too. And that's part of giving. I try to give my time. I work as a sports official, so I was a little late today getting here. I wanted to start at 8, but I work as a sports official, and I try to volunteer my time. Sometimes we can't give money, but you can give time. Time can be worth a lot of money to a lot of people, all right? And, the different organizations that I work with, right here, QB Velocity, where tomorrow's quarterbacks are made today, we're starting to try to set up a part of our money set aside for the Tim Tebow Foundation, which is another great foundation. And when I'm bringing these up because you got to find something that you enjoy giving your money to, because it's part of your plan. All right. And one of the things, being UPSers, we've got something that's built right in from an organization that it's very easy to give to and it's a good place to give money to. And that's the United Way. All right. The United Way, and UPS have been teamed up since 1982. So since 1982, UPS and United Way, in their efforts together, UPS has donated $1.4 billion to United Way. And one of the things that I did, and I love it, thanks again, Leo. Leo kind of, he kind of said, why don't you do a little thing on the United Way? So thank you, Leo, again. I'm bringing him up because he's the one that gave me the idea for the show. But, it's built, you can have it built right into your paycheck on a little donation every week. And one of the things that I do like about the United Way, and anytime you're dealing with your money, you got to do some of your own homework. And, again, for the show, I did some homework. And what I like about the United Way, for every dollar you give, 85 to 90 cents goes directly towards a charity of your choice. So you can actually pick charities that you want the United Way to put your money towards. And you can have money taken out of your paycheck on a weekly basis. That's what I do. I'm part-time at UPS. So, I've got my 401k money coming out of there, and I have stock option coming out of there, and I also have some United Way money coming out of there. And you got to do something that you're comfortable doing. And if you're not comfortable having money coming out, go to upser.com, upser.com, and there's plenty of things that you can sign up for to volunteer. I said earlier that volunteering your time is just as important as giving money, because they need you to do these things. And that's something I think I'm going to try to start doing more. I mean, I got my busy season coming up, April, May, June, July. I am straight out with sports. And it's going to be interesting me doing this show coming off of my sports. But that's a whole nother issue. But if you've got time, give your time, because that's part of your giving. And the reason why I say that these three things are so important because of what you do in life and how you basically manage your money, all right? I mean, the problem in America today is that we spend too much. So I think we're okay on the spending side. We need to be able to control our spending and be able to do things to... Fuck. All right, I think I'm back. I lost the connection for a second. Sorry about that. But I'm just bringing up different ways that you can give your money, and especially you a great, organization with the United Way. And I'm trying to get on here for some of the things I was looking at earlier. But the United Way, again, is a great way to give your money. And I'm reading this right off the UPSer website, some of the facts that I got. And, the United Way started in 1887. UPS is 110 years old. The United Way has been around since 1887. They were found by a Denver woman, a priest, 2 ministers, and a rabbi. It sounds like the beginning of a joke, but you know what? It's not a joke. These people came together in the organization to collect funds for charities, and they raised $21,000 to start. And that was something that they did back in 1887. That's big money. The United Way is the most effective organization in the U.S., and I told you that. That's part of doing your homework and finding things out. And they raise for every dollar, 85 to 90 cents goes to local charities of your choice. So these are the things that you want to be able to do. You want to be able to give. If you've got any questions, you've got any money questions, this is what I started out with. I started out with talking about the giving side of what you should be doing with your money. So, ask me something that's going on in your life with your money, and I'll be glad to answer any of those questions for you. So, doesn't look like we got anybody on right now. So I'll just go on a little bit further then. Listen, I got to thank Maynard once again and for his followers for catching on to me. Hopefully we're going to be doing a collaboration, and that should be interesting. That should be interesting. Because like I said, Maynard's going to talk about the work side of UPS. And listen, if you're miserable working at UPS and you don't want to work there, then don't work there. I say it to everybody all the time. Listen, you've got the choice in life to decide what you want to do with what you're working at. And the reason why I like UPS is it's guaranteed work. You've got guaranteed work. You've got great benefits. You've got things that other people don't have. All right. And I'm going to talk about the positive side of that. Is it sucky work? Is it physical backbreaking work? Absolutely. Absolutely. And a lot of us just don't want to do that. And it seems like more and more, they're going to have trouble finding more and more workers, because it seems like the kids today that are out there, they don't seem to want to do that type of work. So if you're positioning yourself at UPS to do something, I'm telling you, you stay there, you're going to make the money that you need, all right, to do the things that you want. And like I say at the top of the show, I want you to live on less than you make. So you look at what you're making and you do your budget the correct way, and you're living on less than you make, you should be able to save. You should be able to do things with charities, and you should be able to give. And again, if you don't have the money to give, you can go right on here. I'm right on upser.com right now. And you just simply go under the United Way, and it'll find you, it'll help you find things where you can volunteer your time. All right. So that's what I wanted to bring up today. It doesn't seem like we have any questions. I'm trying to keep it up on here just a little bit longer. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me anything that's going on in your life that's confusing you today. Because I tell you something, I know that there's different situations and different money situations that are going on with everybody. And that's what I'm trying to do here on this show. I want to bring up a subject. If you don't want to roll with that subject, that's okay. Tell me something that you want me to talk about. Bring up something that you want me to say. Bring up something that you want to talk about as far as your money's concerned. Because last week we had a pretty good show. This week it doesn't seem like we got anybody coming on to talk about anything. So, hopefully I'll be able to do this every night at 8 p.m. Please, you can email me with any questions at coachp2210@yahoo.com. And also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm trying to get better with those things. Also, like my page. I got to apologize. I don't know why I keep on going off, but hey. Anyway, I just wanted to give you my information again. Email me at coachp2210@yahoo.com with any financial questions that you have. If you're in my area and you want to set up an appointment with me, please get in touch with me. Like my page at Peanut Financial Coaching. And, I try to put up as much content as I can there. And we can get into some conversations there also. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Michael Peanut Sr. And, we can get some things going on. And I hope that you can help me make this show, beneficial to everybody. So please get in touch with me. Let me know. Wait a minute, we got something here from Tom B, who Baseball Miracles, great thing to debate too. Google it. Great bats for kids. Well, all right. He's talking about something with baseball. Baseball season's right here, and anybody that is involved. I hate to tell you, Tom B, I'm actually retiring. I'm retiring from baseball umpiring because I'm so locked up into lacrosse. So that's been getting me going. Let's see here. Radio says, black and white. The system says one thing. My checking studs say another. Computer says I had got paid for holidays, but my checking stubs shows no pay for holidays. All right, well, listen. You didn't tell me how long you've been at UPS. You don't get paid for holidays at UPS until you've been there for at least a year. You have to be at UPS for 1 year in order to qualify for the holiday pay. So if you haven't been there for a year, you won't get paid for the holidays. Once you're there a year, you get paid for all the holidays. So that's something that you'd have to go check in with HR with and see what they have to say. But, I mean, you let me know how long you've been there. Tell me how long you've been there, and I can probably answer that a little bit better for you. Tom B again. Tom B, join in on the chat. It's easier for me to answer. I'm trying to go back and forth from the text into the chat. Oh, Baseball Miracles. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Tom B. I didn't understand. Baseball Miracles is a charity that Tom B must donate to, and that's something that goes to bats for kids. I love it. I love it, Tom B. Put that in the chat so everybody hears where you can donate the money to. If it's in the chat, then people can see it. Let's see what else we got here. I'm sorry. Yeah, so put that in the chat and that'll be good. But radio, let me know how long you've been at UPS. Because if you haven't been there for at least a year, then unfortunately, you're kind of, as I say, shit out of luck. So let me know. All right? Just want to check to make sure anybody else is out there. So, I mean, that's part of what I like to do is try to figure out where I'm going with my money, and I like to bring it up to you. And right now, 2 years. So you're qualified for the holiday pay. So bring your pay stubs in. You can look at your pay stubs right on upser.com. Again, everything's there. It says view paycheck. Go on there. make sure or go back. You can go back as far as you want. As long as you've worked at UPS, you can go back. So print it out, bring it up to HR, and bring it to them. All right? If you're talking to your immediate, supervisor, they ain't going to help you with that. I'm telling you right now. They could give two shits about that. All they care about, those supervisors, and I hate to say it, they care about what's happening during that day. If you're talking about something with holiday pay, they're not going to help you. They're gonna give you some lip service. They're gonna just get you out of that way so they can take care of what they got to take care of for that day. So go to HR and bring it up to them. All right. I don't know what else we got here. Yeah. So that's about that's all I can tell you on that. I mean, and then if they don't help you, you got to go to your shop steward. You got to tell the shop steward. You got to have your pay stubs though. Have them in your hand. Have them in your hand. Print them off from upsor.com and make sure they're the right week. That should have been the holiday pay. All right? Sharing is caring. I give to the United Way and Chicago UPS. Thank you, Paul S. Paul S. That's awesome. And look, it doesn't have to be a lot. You know what I mean? I like to use the rule of thumb that for how many years that you've been there, just give them that per week. I mean, if you've been there for 10 years, $10 a week isn't going to kill you, but it's going to help a lot. And if everybody was given $10 a week, $40 a month, $480 a year, you figure that math out between all the UPSs, so that's something that you got to really be able to do along with your saving. So if you're in baby step 4, we've talked about the baby steps, go to baby step review. I wanted to do that show because I knew that I'd be bringing it up a lot. But anyway, if you're in baby step 4, you got to start looking at giving too. That's part of what we do with our money and part of what we do to be successful. Because, there's no guarantee that you're going to, have divine intervention because you've given some money. But it's the feeling that you have inside and the way that you carry yourself is the way that you carry yourself with money. And I tell you right now, when I volunteer to officiate a basketball game that I would have gotten paid, maybe $65, $70 for or whatever, and I do it for charity, that's a pretty noble gesture. So think of things that you can give. Start giving if you can at UPS United Way. And, I'm not afraid to bring that up because I really do believe the United Way does the right things for the right people. And you can pick your own charity. So make sure you know all this and you go into it the right way. So again, you can go to upsor.com, look up the United Way. And if you don't want to give money, give your time because that's just as important. All right. So if nobody else has any other questions or anything up they want to bring up, I'm just going to take a quick look before I sign off. But again, I'm going to stay on as long as you want me to stay on. I will do this every Sunday night. I'll bring up a subject that's affecting my money because I'm hoping that it's affecting your money. And that's where I start at. If there's something you want me to talk about, email me during the week. CoachP2210@yahoo.com. And let me know something that you want me to talk about. Because that's how I want to do this. And I want to make sure that I get continuous followers and listeners. And hopefully we can start doing this on a regular basis where everybody's contributing. And they're, I'm able to answer questions right here on air. All right. And I started doing this, again, as a financial professional because I just want to be transparent in everything that I do for you. You can hold me accountable for the words that I say. I keep this on, uploaded for tape and stuff like that. And I also, I'm here live. So it's like you can hold me accountable. Your thoughts of buying precious metals. I get asked this question all the time. I don't like precious metals as far as for a part of your retirement portfolio or your investment portfolio. But what I do like it for is for a collection, because again, I collect antique baseball cards or whatever. I collect nothing before 1970, basically. All right. Now, the people out there, they may not be worth a lot of money. And you know what? They don't go up in value the way that things would, that you would put your money in with good growth mutual funds. I'm not getting 15 to 20% of my baseball cards every year. It's the same thing with precious metals. If you like collecting, and you want to have something that's worth money collecting, That's what I like collecting silver coins, collecting gold, different kinds of gold as part of a collection that's worth money, but it's not really a good investment. It's not something, look, in order for gold to be worth what people try to get you to scare you into buying gold for, the entire economy around the world would have to crash and we'd have to go back to the gold standard. That ain't going to happen. Knock on wood. But it would have to be an absolute, everybody would lose everything. It'd be an absolute catastrophe. So with that being said, with precious metals, I like them for collecting purposes. And I love it for collecting purposes because I like collecting things that are worth money. But it's not something that I would use as towards my retirement fund or towards my investment funds. It's something that I collect that's worth money. So I hope that helped you out. What else we got? All right, we got nothing else on that. But listen, those are the kind of questions I want you to ask. And if there's anything else that you want me to talk about again, please get in touch with me. Coach P2210@yahoo.com. Because I want this to be something that's for you. All right. But until next time, you know what I say. I want to win. I want to help you win. Let's win this thing together. And I'm gonna send us off. And just to let you know, this is T-Rads Radley. T-Rads was one of my first interviews. And I'll play him forever. I'm gonna start setting up interviews now that things are kind of rolling here. And T-Rads was one of my interviews. So I like to plug him as much as I can. And I'll plug all my guys that I interview. I'm hoping to get Michael Pina Jr. on. And he was my first interview ever. I'm going to get T-Rads back here. Very interesting to see what these people are doing for their careers in order to make some money. And it's some good stuff. So until next time, I'll talk to you next time.
Now there's no time. Now there's no time. Mom don't like me no more neither. I just ain't had the time to go and see it. Hopefully I get up there before the fever, or even worse, she could not be breathing. What the fuck am I really doing here? Who's the person I'm trying to impress? My best friend just left the